Hello and welcome to the Visionless Science YouTube channel where you get to see all the things I can't. So in today's video I figured I'd do a review of my drill press here. It's the Axminster Trade AT540PD pillar drill, or just the Axminster Trade 540 pillar drill. It's a bit of a mouthful. Anyway, yeah, here it is. Been using this for about 18 months now. So let's have a go over all the things I like and dislike about this thing then. Okay, so the reason I got this drill press then is it's Axminster's biggest one. Why would I do that? Well, I'm one for going overkill with everything. If I've got the biggest one, that means that if it doesn't do the job, nothing will. So when I jump to things like this force and a bit here, 65mm, it's still going to do it and not struggle at all. So it's again, I buy a tool once, don't have to worry about it again. Table wise, it's got the usual slots for attaching your clamps or your vices. It's got the three there. Another feature, which I'm not sure if it's a standard feature on drill presses nowadays, but the table swivels out the way, which is pretty handy for multiple things. I think the main reason it swivels is because of the whoop down here. You can attach another vice in case you've got really tall items to do, which is, again, I haven't had the chance to use this yet, but I can understand if I want to do tall table legs, I can clamp it down here and do a large hole in the top. For me, the swiveling size is handy if I've got the vice on, which obviously it's locked in place, and I need to just move the hole a little bit, and just swivel it a little bit left or right to get those fine adjustments to get in the right place. Another thing is the table is pretty big, so I can put things like that on there comfortably, and I can clamp on the side as I wouldn't be able to get the clamps in normally in the slots. So size wise, really handy. Right, so I've got the drill press set up. We'll have a quick go at it. Some people were a bit concerned about the vibration on it, so we'll see how it actually looks. I've got a 32mm spade bit on it, so we'll have a crack at him. I think I've got this all lined up. Right, let's go in there. Get that in place, and there you go. See, not too bad. A nice clean hole as well. And you can see it's gone down to exactly where I need it in there, which is where those bits are handy. So, yep, that's that. On the front of the drill press here, you've obviously got the emergency stop there on the bottom. Above that, you've got the power on, power off, and above them is this switch here, which activates the light for the pillar drill. It's a swivel light, which is just here. No good for me, but for all the other people that use the drill, it is a handy feature to have. On the side here, obviously, another standard feature, I'm fairly certain, you've got the drill depth stop. So wherever you put that, it's going to stop. Handy for me, because it means I can get the wider holes put exactly where I want them. You're supposed to swivel these and tighten them together where you want them. I have found, if you're doing multiple of the same depth hole, as you're using the machine, these do vibrate and loosen themselves. It's also a pain because of how tall this thing is. If I want to do an even deeper hole, it takes quite a while to get that from there all the way up to the top again. I wish it had some sort of button press to slide it up and down, but that's what it's got, so that's what I have to put up with. Of course, on the side here, you've got the drill cover. I've had a few people complaining about this on the sense of the knob here I find is too close. I don't really think it's a problem. Just pull it out and then loosen it. Slide it up or down to where you need it. One thing I have found with this is it's a little bit of a pain when using the really wide bits, as they tend to catch the cover as you're going down, and you can't really move the cover out the way. Don't know if you can hear this in the camera, but that little click is the safety mechanism. If this is not in place, the drill press will not turn on. So again, when you've got the wider bits that are hitting on this, that is a bit of a frustration. So something to consider. So on the side here, obviously we've got the lid. Lift that up. You've got the belts. So there's a diagram in the lid which shows the speeds that you change the belts to. So there's been a bit of a problem with this. My friends who have used the machine have been confused by this diagram, and in an attempt to put it on the slowest speed, put it on the fastest, and then started blaming the diagram. So it's a case of, for me, it's an easy one. On the front here, the higher it is, the slower it goes. And when you go back towards the motor, the lower it goes, the faster it is. So it's an easy one for me to remember if I want to change the belts. Changing the belts, you've got, there's a knob here. There's one on this side and one on the other side. You have to undo both. And then there's a handle to slide the motor back and forth. I have had it jam a little bit, but it just took a bit of WD-40 to loosen it up. Bit of corrosion from the damper, which is now gone. With the lid, there is a bit of a pain. So if you want to change the belts, that lid doesn't like to hold itself up. I could do with some sort of latch to hold it up. Also, I don't know if you can hear it in the camera, but there you go. There's another safety feature. If the lid's up, it's a safety feature to stop the machine from working. Obviously, the drill press doesn't come with any form of dust extraction on its own. You can get accessories to add it if needed. But for me, I just get some cable ties, because I didn't have one that was big enough. Put it around the back pillar, get my dust extraction pipe, poke it through, get the length I want, and then I can just slide it and have it exactly where I need it. So it's a nice, cheap and easy way of getting dust extraction working on your drill press. So the chuck on the drill press is a keyless chuck, which is pretty handy. I think that's a standard feature on most drills nowadays. One problem I have had with this, however, is when it comes to unscrewing it, if there's a bit that's gone a bit tight in it, I end up actually unscrewing the cover. There you go. So that actually starts to unscrew there. So if I'm trying to get that undone, that can be a bit of a pain. Which, yeah, I don't think there's any real way around that with the way they've designed it. So that's one thing to consider. Another problem I've had with this is I've had the chuck fall out a couple of times. When talking to Axminster about this, they said that it was because the chuck wasn't put in with enough pressure and that I should try harder. So I'm going to be honest, I don't think it was that, because now, if you take this down, there we go, the drill press is jamming on the teeth a bit. So yeah, it wasn't the lack of pressure on it, it was the, well, in the end it was the arbor that came with it. So again, something to consider. You can put too much pressure on these and possibly bend the teeth inside. Not really too happy with that, but that's how it is now. So overall, with the drill press, I do love it. It's been super handy. I really wouldn't want to go without it. I did originally want a drill press that had a digital speed adjustment. So like my lathe that I've got, you have the belts for big adjustments, but then you can have a speed adjustment dial. That I would have liked, but they weren't available at the time. So what I've got is fine. It doesn't take much to change the belt anyway. So just got to memorize where each speed is on the belts. Other than that though, other than the little niggles, it's been a great drill press, and yeah, I wouldn't want to go without it. Right, so thank you for watching the video. Hopefully you liked it. Don't forget to check out the website, visionlessdesigns.com, where you'll find all my products to help support the channel, as well as links to all my social media and Etsy store. Links are also in the description below, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. See you in future videos.